Hi everyone, welcome to the Rugby League History channel, the Rugby League Encyclopaedia, coming at you with another video tonight. It's going to be my round 6 tips for the NRL 2021 season. We're up to round 6 already. I guess time flies when you're having fun. So getting into the first tip, and the first game of the round sees Brisbane up against Penrith on the Thursday night. And this match was being played at Suncorp Stadium, so a home match for Brisbane. For Brisbane, well, they had a very tough night the other week against South Sydney. They were beaten pretty comprehensively, And for Penrith, they had a very impressive win over Canberra at home there. For this game, I'm going to go for Penrith to win 13+. I think it's going to take a miracle of Herculean proportions for Brisbane to get a win on the Thursday night over Penrith. On the Friday, and the second game of the round, sees Newcastle up against Cronulla-Sutherland. This match has been played at Marathon Stadium, or as it's known now, McDonald Jones Stadium. Newcastle were flogged last week against the Gold Coast. As I said, I can't tip them anymore. They're too inconsistent and they boil me piss. And for Cronulla, they had a very good first half against Eastern Suburbs at the City Cricket Grounds. The second half, they couldn't really back it up. Eastern Suburbs had too much class in the end. Cronulla's had some issues behind the scenes with a potential coach swap between Morris and Fitzgibbon. It looks like Fitzgibbon's going to be there as of next year, but we'll have to wait and see for that. For this game, I'm going to go for Cronulla to win 1-12. I think if they play anything like they did last week against East, they're going to have a good chance of winning that match. The main game on the Friday sees Melbourne up against Sydney Roosters, aka Eastern Suburbs, and this one's being played at Ely Park down in Melbourne. Melbourne thrashed Canterbury last week, but that's not really much to write home about. And for the Sydney Roosters, they come from behind to beat Cronulla in that impressive match. Melbourne have been playing all right. I mean, they have been playing the likes of Brisbane, Canterbury, so it's hard to sort of gauge where they are, but they're winning those games pretty comprehensively. For Eastern Suburbs, even with all the injuries that they've had, they still have a great depth. They have a way of winning games when it looks like the game's done and dusted. For this game, I've been thinking about this one, tossing and turning a bit, but I'm going to go for Melbourne to win 1-12. And part of the reason behind that is because Melbourne's very strong at home, and I think they've got a bit more sort of experience at hand at the moment. Eastern Suburbs have a few players that are lacking NRL experience, so I'm going to go for Melbourne. On the Saturday, the first game on the Super Saturday sees Manly up against the Gold Coast. This game's being played in neutral territory at Glen Willow Oval. Manly had their first win of the year against New Zealand last week. The Gold Coast thrashed Newcastle, as I mentioned. For this match, I will go for the Gold Coast to win. I'm going to go for them to win 1-12 points. I think Manly would have got a lot of confidence after last week against New Zealand, but I just have a feeling that Gold Coast is going to win this game 1-12. The second game on Super Saturday is South Sydney up against West Tigers. This game's being played at Stadium Australia. For South, they had a very good win over Brisbane. For West Tigers, very disappointing. A packed house at Leichhardt in memory of Tommy Raudonikis, and they come out with a performance like that. Very, very disappointing, and no doubt their fans will be disappointed. For this game, I don't see that things are going to get any better for West. I see South winning 13+ in this game. I think South are going to be way too good for West Tigers on the Saturday night. And the final game on the Super Saturday sees Canberra up against Parramatta. This match is being played at Bruce Stadium, or as it's known now as GIO Stadium. With Canberra, they lost against Penrith last week. They were pretty much outclassed there. For Parramatta, very disappointing against St George. They just tried too hard when they did get the ball. They lacked composure. A couple of calls went against them, but that happens to every team in the NRL except Melbourne. But with this game, Canberra have a superior record over Parramatta down in Canberra. Since 1991, Parramatta's only won 4 games in Canberra. And also, we had our worst ever loss in the history of Parramatta in Canberra when we lost 68-0 in 1993. For this game, I'm going to go for Canberra to win. I think Canberra's going to win between 8 to 14 points. I think Parramatta will play a bit better than they did against St George, but I think Canberra's going to be too good. On the Sunday, first game sees St George up against New Zealand, and this match is being played at Canberra Oval. St George have been playing really well, 4 wins in a row. Nobody expected that. I think even some St George fans didn't expect that. And with New Zealand, very disappointing. They've let me down a few times this year, and for that, with all the confidence that St George are playing with, I'm going to go for St George to win this game between 1 to 12 points. Hopefully, it's a nice sunny day there in Canberra, because I think there'll be a big crowd. There'll be a big crowd on the Sunday at Canberra. So, going to go for St George to win that game. And the last game to close out the round sees North Queensland up against Canterbury-Bankstown at Queensland Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. For North Queensland, they would have got a massive confidence boost after winning a game which was pretty much against the odds. I mean, packed house at Leichhardt, in memory of Tommy Raudonikis, and North Queensland come there and spoil the party. Nobody expected that, not even Nick from Australia. He said West Tigers would win 60 plus. For Canterbury, they've been diabolical this year. They got that fraud of a coach in Trent Barrett. They did score a try last week though, 3 of them against Melbourne, so a bit of an improvement there. At least they scored a try, I suppose. Believe it or not, Canterbury actually have a pretty good record in Townsville. But for this game, considering that it's in Townsville, North Queensland have had that big confidence boost after last week, and with Canterbury having no confidence at all, I'm going to go for North Queensland to win in this first edition of the Spoon Bowl match for 2021. I'm going to go for North Queensland to win by 6 points. So anyway, that's my tips for round 6 of the 2021 NRL season. If you enjoyed that video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Anyways, this is Rugby League History signing off, and I'll catch us all later in the next video. Alright, tatty bye now.